The story of England's early attempts to establish American colonies, including the famously known lost colony of Roanoke, is a compelling saga of vision, struggle, sacrifice, and mystery, centered on the Outer Banks of North Carolina. First Colony Foundation has worked to combine archaeological and historical research with public education to more fully understand and interpret these early first steps in the European settlement of what would become the United States.
Well, this site was little known and not identified until a few years ago when First Colony Foundation discovered that the unique and most important evidence of geography by the Elizabethan explorers, a map that is in the British Museum and is associated with Sir Walter Raleigh, had hidden portions of it. There were secrets on the map that had hitherto been unknown. And the patch that covered up the original drawings on the map was found to lie here at the west end of the Albemarle Sound. And much to our surprise, when the British Museum experts were able to look through the map, look through the patch, they discovered a symbol of a Renaissance fort. And that has changed everything.
It's very possible that there were several sizable groups that settled individually. And the reason for thinking that is the 1580s and even to the time of Jamestown in 1607 was the middle of the worst drought in 800 years. So Indian villages would have had trouble providing food for themselves, let alone uninvited guests of a large number. So they may have had to split up just to be able to feed themselves.
This here just ignited excitement through the community. It's ignited excitement, quite frankly, throughout the world. It's been on the Discovery Channel and National Geographic as far as what's been happening here in Bertie County. If we can turn around and find the evidence that, and I think they have, or found enough to change the history. And you're talking about the history of the world. You're talking about books that have been written hundreds of years ago about where the colonists started at, okay? Well, here we are. And it's in Bertie County is where we're digging. And they have found some wonderful things.
First Colony Foundation's assembled expert team of archaeologists and experienced historians developed a strategy to identify and reveal the sites relating to Sir Walter Raleigh's colonies. To that end, First Colony Foundation has investigated sites on Roanoke Island and the adjoining mainland.
The thing about First Colony Foundation, and just a shout out to them, they helped us not simply by the research that they did, but whenever we would have site inspections by funders, they came and they showed us they brought artifacts, they told us about the village of Metacom, they told us about Governor Pollock's living here, as well as the pottery that they and other artifacts that they had connected to the lost colony. So they gave so freely of their time and expertise. They really were a major factor in our securing the grants that were necessary because everybody loved the story that they were telling.
When we started this, not my wildest imagination did I think this 1,000 acres would wind up as being protected as a wildlife preserve. And, you know, it's not only Site X, but the Indian village of Metacom and the site of an early 18th century governor. I mean, 3 extraordinary sites are all going to be protected here on this property. So that's an incredible accomplishment.
Many important and amazing discoveries have been made through the hard work of excavators, archivists, and curators. But there are more sites to be found and much more to be learned to develop a complete and accurate knowledge of the past.
I can't say, that we have found the lost colony at this point, or, But there is that question: what would indicate the lost colony? You know, what is the sort of smoking gun that says, "Ooh, you know, this is very much early and it couldn't be any later"? And there are very few things, I think, that would indicate that. I mean, one thing would be absence of tobacco pipes. There should not be any tobacco pipes in the Lost Colony settlement. I mean, as far as English made. There would be Indian ones, of course, because the English pipes are using the Indian pipes that Sir Walter Raleigh's men here took back as their models to make the English pipes. So that would be one thing, but that's an absence, not a presence of thing.
It's a puzzle, it's a mystery, and we're enjoying it tremendously.
To learn more about our search for the answers to one of America's oldest mysteries, explore www.firstcolonyfoundation.org and support us in our efforts.